Hello, everybody. How are you? Listen, we're about to get ready to we're ready to get started in about a minute or two here, max. I'm just doing a couple of quick little checks to make sure the various things are working. But you're in the right place, so stay here. What I'm going to do is put up a message. Let me open up a text file here, and I'm going to put up a message starting in just 2 minutes. Put. All right, so let me get this up here for you. That way you can see a message and know that we're ready to get started. And let me make sure here we should be able to share this screen. All right, you should be able to see a screen right now. So give me 1 second and I will be right back. Again, just give me 1 second and I will be right back. All right, if you guys can hear me, we're about to get started, so hang tight with us just for another minute or so. We are going to get started. We've still got a bunch of people piling on, so I want to give them just a couple of minutes to come here and join us, and then we are going to dive right in. I've got an amazing presentation lined up for you guys I'm really excited about. So just hang tight, and we are going to get started, all right? So I'll be back here in just a minute or so. If you hear some silence, it's okay. I'm still here. You're still good. We're just giving it another minute. Okay, everybody, just another minute. So again, if you're just joining us, welcome to today's training. You are in for you're in for an amazing treat. Look, today's training, just before we start, I want to have a moment with you here and there. I don't have PowerPoints. It's going to be literally me on camera talking to you, and I'm going to show you. I'm going to dive in. We're going to go to Amazon. We're going to go to Alibaba. We're going to go to different places and tools and sources that I use to help me build my Amazon business. And I've got a great story I want to start off and share with you here again in another minute. We're looking at it's 3:02, and I am trying to get Bob Proctor on. So if you could just, guys, give me 1 minute. We're having, of course, a little bit of a technical issue. I will try my best to see if we can get Bob Proctor on here. You can hear me texting him right now. So I'll be right back, guys. All right, we'll be right back. All right, guys, it's time to start. So let me bring myself on screen here if I can figure out how to do this. Let's see. All right, here I am. Well, listen, everybody, welcome to today's training session. We are in the process of trying to get Mr. Bob Proctor to join us. He's traveling right now, so he's having a little bit of a technical difficulty. We're going to push along. We're going to start, and he'll join us here shortly. But listen, we've got a really powerful session today. So here's how we're going to start off. First of all, welcome to the training. This is Anik Singhal, yours truly, here to teach you about how you can begin your own Amazon business and talk to you more about everything we have here that we're offering you. Now, before I even start, I want to tell you that there is an email address at the bottom of this page. If you scroll below the bottom of the video, there's an email address there. Please feel free to correspond with us at that email address. If you've got a serious question about what we're talking about here, if you've got a serious question about how you can build your Amazon business, or if you want our honest opinion in helping you make a decision as to whether this is the right program for you and whether you should be joining the Physical Profits team or not, then I really, really want to encourage you to go ahead and send us an email there. Now, you can imagine we've got thousands of people on this live stream right now. We're getting tons of questions. So our team is working around the clock answering as many as we can. And so we're going as fast as possible. But just be patient with us. All right. And I'm going to try to address a lot of questions on this Google Hangout too. But before we do any of that, we are going to first dive in and we're going to go over what does it take to launch an Amazon business? The number one question that I'm getting a lot from people is this for me? Can I really do this? You know, the whole concept of having your own physical product brand on Amazon can sound a little intimidating when you're first starting. Trust me, I get it. I've been marketing online. I've sold over probably at this point close to $70 million worth of products on the internet. And I was still scared, excuse my language, but scared crapless of doing physical products when it was first brought to me. Because I've always done digital products. I've never done anything physical. And then Amazon's this big company, and you think, man, how can I work with Amazon? Why would they want to work with me? Believe it or not, after having done $70 million in sales online in digital products, I still had the same concerns, same worries, and same, doubts that you have. I completely understand where you're coming from. And that's why it took me months and months to get started. I actually lost $300,000 worth of sales because I had doubt, because I wasn't willing to trust an existing system. Finally, I dove in and I got started and I discovered a few things. One, just how easy it is. All right. I don't like to use the word easy very much. I like to use the word simple because nothing in life is really easy. But the process of going on Amazon and starting to generate a really great income is actually very simple. There are steps you take, and there is no reinventing the wheel. You don't have to be creative. You don't have to think about it. We literally want you to copy and paste our steps into what you're doing. And lo and behold, out from that comes a result of making an income. Now, a lot of you have probably been watching the videos that even the guys at ASM, Amazing Selling Machine, have released, and you've probably been hearing a lot of case studies. Let me tell you something. First of all, in my 12 years online, this is one of the few programs that I've been able to see do what it does. All right, the amount of proof. Remember, always, for you, what's very important when you make such life-changing decisions is proof, proof, proof. Guys, there are countless success stories. They've lost track. They can't possibly keep up with all of the people who are killing it using Amazon. Now, we hear success stories that range from $50,000 a month all the way up to $1 million a month. And sometimes those numbers are just too big for us. We can't really wrap our head around it. And believe me, I know what that feels like. Let me ask you something, though. How would it feel for you to make an extra $5,000, $10,000, or $20,000 a month spending very little time? I'm talking about an hour, hour and a half, 2 hours a day max. Now, that's just in the beginning. Right now, I am running my Amazon business with about 15 minutes a week. I know, it sounds crazy. Listen, I'm not hyping this. I swear to you, this is not hype. Now, I have a confession to make. I'm doing it 15 minutes a week, but I'm also being very lazy about it. So I've got so many businesses and so many things going on that I have not been giving this business as much care and attention as it should. So Now the new goal moving forward as of about 3 weeks ago, and you're going to come along with me for this path, is that in our company, we are going to try to launch a new Amazon product every 4 weeks. Now, we're going to start off a little slower. It might be 8 weeks initially, but our goal is to get up to every 4 weeks, one new private label product on Amazon. And I'm going to show you the exact 7 steps that we're going to replicate to do this. Now that means that by this time next year, I could be very well sitting to you and talking to you about how I'm making over $1 million a month in sales. Most of the people who are killing it on Amazon, doing 100, 200, 300,000 plus dollars a month on Amazon, have done just that. They've actually taken this simple 7-step system and just rinsed and repeated it many times over. And that's going to be the key for you to be able to be very successful in this business. I've got a story I want to share with you that's very close to my heart. It's very personal, and it's going to tell you exactly how much I believe in this system. I want you to understand one thing, and I want you to take a moment right now. All right, I want you to close your eyes. Just close your eyes for a moment right now. Do it right now. Close your eyes. And I want you to think about what an additional $5,000 to $10,000 a month in your life right now would do for you. Seriously, just envision it, visualize it, think about it. An extra $5,000 to $10,000 a month in net profit income, working very little. You could keep your full-time job, or think about it this way. Could you also quit your day job? Could you finally start saving money for your kids' college? Could you finally start paying off some of that credit card debt? You can start paying down your home. Maybe you can start saving up to buy your dream car, your dream home. Take your family on that first-class vacation that you know they well deserve and you've been wanting to for a long time. Guys, an extra $5,000 to $10,000 a month in our lives can make a massive difference. Now, take that same system, all right? I'm telling you, you could be at $5,000 to $10,000 a month within the next 8 weeks. Within the next 4 to 8 weeks tops. That's because right now we got to teach you. You got to learn the steps. So of course it's always a little slower in the beginning, right? Let's be realistic with each other. You got to learn it, but once you've learned it, then it's boom, 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 boom. Just rinse and repeat. You could do the same thing in just 2 weeks, a week. Now what starts to happen is you start to scale and add more products, and suddenly that $5,000 to $10,000 a month becomes 20 to 30, 40 to 50, 50 to 80. $80,000 to $100,000 a month. Now, let me ask you something. I know this is hard for you to imagine or envision. Close your eyes again for just 5 seconds. Just 5 seconds. Follow my lead here. What would an additional $80,000 to $100,000 a month in your life mean for you? I mean, it's a total game changer, right? It completely transforms who you are. It transforms your current situation, your life, your family, everything around you. Every dream you have suddenly becomes possible. All right. Now, in the world of internet marketing, there are tons of ways to make money. There are hundreds and hundreds of ways to make money. It is my job to search for and find the systems that I believe are the easiest to replicate and are the quickest to replicate. And that is why I'm such a big supporter of ASM and the Amazon strategy. And that is why today I want to share with you the 7 steps. And I want to walk you through a hypothetical example of exactly how we do this. I want to tell you one thing before we even start, because we get this question a lot. And the question is, can I do this? Is this for me? All right. I don't know anything about physical products. I don't know anything about Amazon. Some of you, I don't even live in the United States. Let me tell you a story. I recently was at Inbox Live. This was an event we ran in Las Vegas. It was a huge success. We had 700 people there. It was killer. All right. And one of my students came up to me randomly, comes up to me and says, I just want to shake your hand. And I said, well, absolutely. Hey, nice to meet you. Who are you? How are you? What's up? And he says, you recently visited Venice on your honeymoon. I said, I absolutely did. He said, you were only an hour away from where I live. I said, wow, where do you live? He said, Slovenia. And I said, well, that's interesting. And I've never met a student from Slovenia. That's amazing. I get chills down my back when I think about the fact that what the internet allows us to do and how we can reach people all over the world. And this guy looked at me and said, I've been trying to make money online for 3 years. I've tried almost everything under the sun. He goes, I recently came across you. I got introduced to you. I joined your list and I started listening to what you have to say. And he says, I got to just shake your hand and thank you because just a few months ago, I joined ASM under you as a part of the Physical Profits team. And he goes, you know what? I ignored it for the first few months. I was sidetracked. I was, of course, ADD, and I was in everything else that was going on, and I didn't take action. And he goes, suddenly, I I began to take action. I decided, you know what? I'm going to do this. If I'm here, I'm going to do this. And he's making about $1,000 a month net profit within just a few weeks of starting. Living in Slovenia, guys, that is, for him, it's a game changer. All right. And he says he's fast on track to making $5,000 a month. He gets it now. He said it snapped. I got it. I got the 7 steps. I'm moving forward. I recently met another one of my students who joined our Physical Profits team recently, and was already doing a little bit on Amazon, but didn't really get the process. And she's now doing over $50,000 a month in sales on Amazon. All right, I have someone in my own family who currently generates close to 350 orders a day on Amazon. So there are people all around me. Some of you may be friends of Matt and Brad Callen. They've got their best friends, people they grew up with, people they were in kindergarten with, who are not marketers, who are creating $100,000 a month sometimes in sales on Amazon. Listen, this is an everyday story. Your own $1 million coach, Dax Deegan, someone I'm going to talk about a little bit later, who you have a chance to work with and have him coach you. This is the same guy that coached me. Is an everyday guy. He's what we call our everyday dad. All right, he's got no special talents. He's not some brilliant marketer. He is a person who took this system, put it into action step by step. He's doing over $100,000 a month in sales. He generated over $1 million in the last year. Part-time, he still has his full-time job. I asked him, why do you still have your full-time job? He said, I love my job. And why do I quit? My Amazon business barely needs my time, and I can grow it and scale it. I love my job. I love everything about my life. I get to spend time with my kids, my family, my job, my Amazon business. Everything's just, hunky-dory. Everything's awesome. Now I'm going to share with you a personal story, and then we're going to get into the 7 steps. But this story is specifically for you if you feel like you are having some doubts. Look, right now, if you're having doubts, and if you feel like, I don't know if this is for me, I'm going to issue you a challenge today between you and I, because I'm right here, guys. You're in my home. You're in my home office. I'm talking to you from the heart here. All right, I'm going to issue you a challenge. Look, you get a 30-day money-back guarantee as it is. We're giving you over $20,000 in bonuses. We are giving you your own $1 million coach. If you click that button below, it's going to open a new window. All right, you can put it away for now. You don't have to do it right away. But I want to encourage you to take a chance here. You're going to only change your life if you take some action. That's what it takes. Action, action, action. If you do today what you did yesterday, tomorrow will look exactly like what today does. You've got to do something different today. You've got to do something to take control of your life. So what I'm going to encourage you to do here is I'm going to encourage you to take action. What's the worst that can happen? You get $20,000 in bonuses. You get to work with your $1 million coach. You get an amazing course that you could try out for 30 days and really answer your question with knowledge. Is this for you? It's better and easier to answer that question when you've actually begun to go through the training. All right. So the opportunity to join the team, to join us, to get your $1 million coach, to get $20,000 in bonuses, in addition to everything else that Amazing Selling Machines is offering, is closing soon. That window is starting to get smaller and smaller every single day. By the way, good news. I think I can see Bob joining us. Hey, Bob, are you there?
I'm here, Anik. How are you?
Oh, I'm good. Hey, I'm so glad you could join us. I was just talking about how you're traveling, and where are you right now, Bob?
I just got into LA.
Oh, all right, awesome.
Got in my hotel, and I was figuring out how to get on here.
Well, that's great. Well, Bob, thank you for joining us. I really appreciate it. I know everybody here that's watching is going to, of course, appreciate it. Bob, I was just in the middle of talking to them about one of the main questions that we get, and I'm really just, I'm having a heart-to-heart moment with everyone listening right now about, can you do this? Is Amazon right for you? Is this opportunity the opportunity that's going to get you to have that breakthrough? So I'm going to share my story, and I'm going to share, it's the most personal story I can possibly get. This is as close to my heart as I can possibly get. And then I'm going to ask, actually, I'm so glad, Bob, you made it at the perfect time, because then I've got a couple of questions for Bob that I really want to ask him. But here's my story for you guys. For those of you who are wondering, is this for me? A lot of you may know or may not know by now that I got married in January. Love of my life, 5 years we were together, and we got married in January. We faced every hurdle you could possibly imagine to getting married. Well, the hurdles mostly started, everything you could possibly imagine, but we fought through it. Now, we had a big issue with her visa. Getting her to the United States took a lot of time, took months and months of hardship. She came here in January. She's, of course, still adjusting to the United States. She's left everything behind to be with me, and you know, she's here. So now my wife has an MBA, all right? She's a very brilliant woman. She's smart. She used to run an entire department in a company in India. But now that she's reached the United States, she's been wondering, well, what am I going to do here? And so we talked about a lot of options. We talked about her opportunity to go back to school. We talked about maybe she gets a job, right? But all said and done, I spend about 70% of the year traveling. I want my wife with me for the next few years. I want to see the world with her. I want to take her where I go. And I know for a fact that if she goes to school or gets a regular job, she won't be able to do that travel with me. So more and more we talked. One day I turned around and I looked at her. This is very recent. This is a few weeks ago. And I said, sweetie, why not give this course a chance? You know, I really want to scale and grow my business with Amazon. I see tremendous opportunity, and I feel like I can get you from where you are. Now, know this. She's, of course, been with me for 5 years. She knows nothing about internet marketing. She does not come from a background of sales, entrepreneurship. She's actually incredibly shy. She doesn't like the idea of selling anything. She doesn't like the idea of being, she probably won't even like the idea of me telling this story right now. That's how shy she is. But I told her, look, you don't have to know anything about anything. There are 8 modules, okay? Well, 7 steps, but there's 8 training modules inside of ASM. I said, would you be willing to sit down for just a week or 2 and go through them? And then we'll talk about it afterwards. And she said, sure, absolutely. So recently we were traveling. We had some time. She started diving into those 8 modules. You know, she was able to finish the entire course from start to finish in about, I think it was like 9 or 10 days. Now, she came out the other end. She showed me the things that she had done, because what I love about this course is it gets you to take action as you go through the course. So she came out the other end, and she's showing me things that she's created. And she looks at me and says, I'm ready. Let's go. I'm ready to take over this whole business. I know what products I want to launch. I know where I'm going to go to get them. I know exactly how I want to brand them. And I'm sitting here shocked and stoked. I thought I haven't even shared an ounce of my knowledge about Amazon with her. And all of a sudden, she seems like she's smarter at it than even I am. She knows more about what's going on. Do you guys understand the power of that? Because we were talking about her going back to school to get another master's. That would have taken her 2-3 years, probably $70,000, $80,000, and she would have come out at best earning another $50,000, $60,000 a year, $70,000 a year in today's job market, and that also by working 40, 50 hours a week and not being able to be with me during all my travel and all the great moments of my life. Now, in just 10 days, she came to me herself and said, I've learned more in 10 days going through this program than I have learned in 2 years getting my MBA. That is powerful. That is the kind of education we're talking about. And now I've put her through the same system I'm putting you through. She's going to work with the same coach. She's going to work with the same team. She's doing the same thing. She gets not an ounce of extra help, and she's already off to the races. She's got her next 2 products ready to launch on Amazon. We just got a shipment of the first one in the door. This is the same person, I'm telling you, who was so scared of the concept of physical products and selling products and Amazon and what am I going to do and how am I going to brand. She goes through 10 days of training and boom, she's an expert. This is better than getting a college education. I just said that. And I'm that certain about it. All right? I'm looking you right in the eyes and telling you this is better than getting a college education. This is better than her getting a job. This is what I chose for my own wife to work on right now. This is what she's going to be doing. And so that is how much I believe in this, and that is why I'm telling you right now that everything we're sharing here and everything we have to talk about, you need to pay very close attention. You need to take notes, and you need to take action. Action is the key. Without action, nothing in your life is going to change. Now, guys, I've got the 7 steps ready to go. We're going to actually dive into Amazon. We're going to dive into Alibaba. I don't have any PowerPoint slides for you. We're going to do this. We're going to do it. We're going to hands dirty together. And then we're going to talk about what it takes for you to join this team, for you to be a part of this team. But before I continue, Bob, I've got to ask you to share a message with everybody today. We've got a lot of people that are thinking about becoming a part of Physical Profits. We have a lot of people that are thinking about Amazon and whether this is the right business strategy for them. Now, Bob, I know for a fact that you've got your own family members involved in it as well, and I think that that's a true testament to what we're doing here. But what would you share with the people right now that are you know, they're scared, they're thinking about it, and they're not sure? What would you tell them?
Well, first of all, I think you have to analyze, why are you afraid, or why are you scared? And you've got to understand that that's a very natural emotion. You're looking at stepping into an arena that you've never been in, or at doing something you've never done before. But I think what you have to ask yourself is a couple of questions. Did you learn how to drive an automobile? Did you learn how to drive a car? Did you learn how to send email? Did you learn how to do some simple activities? You see, someone taught you how to do these things. So it boils down, can I take direction? You see, that was a big secret for me when I first started. And when I first started, I took off like a rocket. But all I was doing was following direction. If you will take direction and add some discipline, there's no end to where this can go. In fact, if we were to tell you the truth of exactly what could happen, you would think we were exaggerating in an attempt to sell something. This is, without question, one of the best opportunities I have ever seen. And I've seen a lot of opportunities. I've been around the business world for a long, long time. I work all over the world. I work literally all over the world and have for many, many years. I have never seen anything that will even come close to this. When you talk, Anik, about my own family getting involved, my son Brian works with me, and he's been working with me for a long time. He has a son and a daughter. They're 21, 24 years old. Both of them have gotten involved in this because we looked at it and we said, you ought to get Danny and Leanne involved in this. I have a niece, my brother's daughter. She is involved in this. You see, this is the kind of thing that you would sell to your family. It's the kind of a thing you do want loved ones involved in. It is so good, it's so honest, and it's so easy. Now, do you have to learn something? Absolutely. Can you follow direction? If you learned how to drive a car, you learn how to type, you can do this. You see, it's not a matter of can you do it, it's more of a matter, will you do it? You see, if you're not prepared to do something beyond what you're at, you're never going to be beyond where you're at. We've got to understand that. These are basic laws that I've been teaching for a long, long time. This is a phenomenal opportunity. You know, we deal with a lot of people, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of people actually, every day in our company. Our company works, the Procter Gallagher Institute, previously Life Success Productions, works all over the world. We work in 100 different countries. And every now and then, we come across something that we want to share with other people. This is one of them. This is a phenomenal thing. First of all, we know that Amazon is the biggest online store in the world. And when you do this, you are opening yourself up to market to the entire world. Now, the idea is so big, you may have difficulty getting around it. Ask yourself this. Can you follow simple direction? Can you go on your laptop? Can you do exactly what we would tell you? Because that's really what it is. Your wife is, she's an MBA. You don't have to be an MBA. You could, you might not have any formal education at all. I had no formal education, and I took my income many, many years ago over $1 million. If I can do it, anyone can do it. I'm very effective in my business, and it's because I started out with nothing. I'm not particularly smart. You know, we're taught that you have to be really smart if you're going to earn a lot of money. That's not true. What you have to do is be willing to follow direction. And that's really what this is all about. That is why we're encouraging everyone that we communicate with in our company, in the Procter Gallagher Institute, take a serious look at this. You may be very, very involved in a company now. You may be very involved in a job. This is something where you can add multiple sources of income. You see, I have been teaching this for years. The wealthy, you can go right back to the ancient Babylonians, go back into ancient biblical times. And the wealthy have always had multiple sources of income. Well, you know, when you get a product and you put it on Amazon and you really get the thing flying, you're going to get another product and put it on Amazon. You can have your own little department store and you're selling right around the clock. Because you see, the world never goes to sleep. Part of the world goes to sleep. But your opportunity is global. It's not just on North America. It's not just in Europe or not just in Asia. It's global. So you've got to take and get this straight in your head. The idea is so big, you may have difficulty comprehending it. But it's a simple idea. And if you reduce it to the ridiculous, can I follow simple direction? If my grandson and my granddaughter and my niece can, I'm certain you can. This is not a difficult thing to do. And I think the beautiful part about this is that you can take your income and start winding it up just like that. And you can do it very fast. And then you can keep building it. You can have an extra few $100s a week coming in very, very quickly. And you're going to see if you can do a few hundred, you can do a few thousand. And if you can do a few thousand, you can do tens of thousands. You see, it's a matter of expanding your own level of awareness. If I were selling this pen online, I could tell you all the features of this pen. I think it's a great pen. I can sell this all over the world. If I have a little clock here, I don't like wearing a watch, but I get a little clock. I carry it in my that I could tell everybody all over the world. Anybody that wants a little watch would buy it. It's so basic and so simple. It could be a book. It could be anything. But you're selling it globally, and you're selling it right around the clock. You may go to sleep, but your income isn't going to go to sleep. I'm here in Los Angeles. I'm going to be doing a seminar all weekend. A seminar, You Were Born Rich. This is worth telling. I wrote the book 30 years ago. 30 years ago, in 1984. I built it into a seminar that we videotaped in 1988. That has been selling online all over the world ever since the internet was opened up. But you know, it's a strange thing on it. This is an anniversary for me. In 1954, on October the 21st, I was introduced to this type of thinking, and my whole world changed. It was 54 years ago today that everything in my world began to change, and it never went back. You and I, if you're listening to me, if you can see me, if you can hear me, you and I could have the same anniversary to a whole new way of life. On the day, 21st of October, 1991. Now that was probably before your parents were born. But I'm going to tell you, I'm still going strong, and I'm still benefiting from the same concept. Set up multiple sources of income. My income went from $4,000 to over $1 million, and then it went to many millions. And you know, it's a simple concept. It's not because I'm the smartest guy in town. It's because I will follow direction. And if you will follow direction, as Anik just said, they're simple modules. You don't even have to take them all in at once. Take one, watch it over maybe 4 or 5 times, then go to 2. And you're going to see that this is a process. It's not a puzzle that all fits together. And you have then a process, a simple method of setting up multiple sources of income for yourself. It's got nothing to do with your age. It's got nothing to do with your background. It's got nothing to do with your gender. It has to do with your acceptance. Now, you take a look, there's a small investment. Let's suppose the worst that could happen. You lose the investment. Would you end up on the street? No. Would you end up starving to death? No. Let's take a look now at the best that could happen. You could end up like Anik or myself, earning millions of dollars. Now, that may be beyond your scope of grasping right away, but you know something? That'll change very fast. When you see your income start to change. I was on the fire department when I started to do this. I was earning $4,000 a year. The chief was only earning $11,200. Now I'm going back to 1961. But you know, in a relatively short time, I was earning more money every month than the fire chief was earning all year. And you know the strange part about it? I was afraid to quit. You see, I had the idea that there was security in a job. There's no such thing as security in a job. If you think there's security in a job and you lose your job, then you've lost everything. You're going to be totally demoralized. Security is an inside thing. It's an inside thing. It's understanding who you are and what you're capable of doing. And when you connect with either Anik or myself or companies, you're connecting to someone that's going to be teaching you what you're really capable of doing. And we lay the opportunity out. This isn't the only opportunity you're going to hear from us. You master this opportunity and you're going to get another one going. Do you know, there's an interesting story that I read a long time ago, Anik, about a man that went to a nightclub with a friend of his. And his name was Stan Anderson. And he went to the nightclub, and there was an entertainer on that was spinning plates on the end of thin bamboo poles. You see the poles will bend over, and you figure the plate's going to fall, and then they get over and they get that plate spinning. He had 18 plates spinning on the end of bamboo poles. And he said to his friend when they left the club, "Wasn't it amazing how well he did that?" His friend said, "What was amazing was not how well he did it, but the fact that he could do it at all." And Anderson said he started to think, how do you get 18 plates spinning? Then it dawned on him. You learn to spin one plate. You become a one-plate spinner. And when you got it spinning, then you get a second one. You get a two-plate spinner. You get this opportunity going, and pretty soon you'll have 18 opportunities going. I'm not quite sure how many I have, and I'm not quite sure, I don't know how many Anik has, but I know I've got a lot of different plates spinning. I've got money coming in when I'm awake or when I'm asleep. And it's not because I'm so smart. It's because I'm awake. Do you know, one time somebody asked Buddha if he was a god. He said, "No, I'm not a god." They said, "Are you a saint?" He said, "No, I'm not a saint." They said, "What are you?" He said, "I'm awake." Well, that's what we are. We're awake. And if you will wake up and act on it, don't go ask somebody else. Follow what's going on inside of you. Follow your intuition. Follow the quiet voice within. You see, this is real. If it wasn't real, I wouldn't get my grandchildren involved. I wouldn't have my son involved. This is the real deal. This is a new age. This is like the gold rush of the early 1900s. Our world has changed. You can deal with the entire world today. You say, "But I don't know how to sell." You don't have to know how to sell. You just have to know how to follow the instructions on those modules that Anik was talking about. And you follow those modules, and you put they'll even teach you how to get a product. And you put the product on Amazon, and then watch it. It's being advertised all over the world, and you'll see how to sell it. And that's when you've got the one plate spinning. And then you're going to get another one going. You see, Anik, I have been teaching people to wake up to opportunity. A lot of people believe that the trick to being successful in business today or any day is being in the right place at the right time. And I often point out there's a grain of truth in that. But the real deal is you've got to be aware that you're in the right place at the right time. Because if you're not aware you're in the right place at the right time, you could miss it. I can think back to many opportunities. They were staring me right in the face, and I missed them. Do you know why? I wasn't aware that they were staring me in the face. Well, this is something that stared you right in the face. I have been in this business for 46 years. As I mentioned a few minutes ago, I've been studying it for 54 years. I have a great reputation all over the world with millions of people. It's taken me 46 years to develop that reputation in this business. We're in 100 different countries. Do you think that I would jeopardize this reputation for one business opportunity? Not on your life. But I will stake my reputation on this because it is that good. I'm asking you to trust me. Trust me and do exactly what I'm suggesting until you find out I'm lying or that I don't know what I'm talking about. No, I don't lie, and I do know what I'm talking about. This is a great opportunity. And Anik, I want to thank you because you're the one that first shared it with us. And I was just blown away. When Brian, you shared it with Brian, my son first, and Brian came and he said, Dad, this is something that we should look at. Well, I'm all in it. I'm in right up to here. I think this is one of the best things I've ever seen. And I want you to really pay attention, because you can act on this just like that. It's not a difficult thing. You say, well, I haven't got the money. You will find the money when you want it. I want you to look around your home. Look around your business. Look at all the things you've got there. Do you know why you got them? Because you wanted them. There's things you need that you don't want. You don't get stuff because you need it. You get it because you want it. And when you want to set up multiple sources of income bad enough, you will find the resources that you need to do it. See, it's a matter of making a decision. I talked to a couple one time, and I tell the story in the Born Rich book. It was written 30 years ago. But I tell the story of sitting down in a hotel with a couple, and they were disturbed. And I could see why they were disturbed. They had no goal. They had no target to shoot at. And I said, what do you really want? John and Pat, if you've got the Born Rich book, look it up. If you haven't got the Born Rich, go to our site. Go to proctorgallagher.com, and you can download it for nothing. But I tell the story in there about sitting down with them, and I said, what do you really want? And they were a little despondent. They said, well, we'd like to buy our own house. And I said, go and buy it. They said, we can't buy a house. We haven't got any money. And I said, you don't need any money. They said, what do you mean? I said, you never made a decision to buy the house. What would you need the money for? See, when you make a decision to buy the house, you'll need the money. Now, they made a decision right then. They bought number 7 Bard's Walkway in Toronto. And they lived in it for a while, and then they sold it for about a $50,000 profit. As a matter of fact, my son Brian, who works with Anik and myself, he bought that house. And he lived in it for a while, and he sold it for a nice profit. You see, when you want something, you will always find what you need to get it. And if you really want to set up multiple sources of income, if you want to get into bed with us on this, if you want to follow our direction, if you really want to, then just make a decision. And the second you make the decision like that, you're going to find that everything will start to fall in place. It's that simple. Would you agree, Anik?
I would absolutely agree, and I could not have said any of that better myself. So, Bob, you are 100% on point. Guys, it really is about making a decision. And, you know, I have questions in front of me that my team has sent me. These are the 8 most asked questions right now. And the number 1 question is about, you know, investing in the program and the quote-unquote cost of the program. I got to tell you guys, look, if something is real, if something is an actual opportunity, you know, you're going to have to put a little bit of investment in. But you have to look at this in relation to what's going to come out of it. Let's say you were trying to set up a physical store right now. Let's say you wanted to set up a retail business. You're going to need $100,000. You're going to have to pay for rent, furniture, supplies, employees, accounting systems, this, that. I mean, it's going to cost you $100,000, and you would fight to make $5,000 a month in net profit from it. It'll take you months to get to that. You want to go to college, get a new degree. I told you, my wife was considering going and getting another master's. We're looking at $60,000, $70,000, $80,000. Okay, when you compare that to, yes, the startup investment for ASM is $3,497 if you choose to do the one pay, or you can simply start today and get access to everything. We don't hold anything back for as low as $997. 4 payments of $997. You can spread it out. So that's just the small investment. It's peanuts compared to what you're getting in return. And the truth of the matter is, if you feel like you don't have the money, it's because you've not made a decision yet to change your life. You've not made a decision yet that this is going to be the way you do it. I completely agree with Bob. When we have decided when we decide we want something, we make it happen. Look around yourself right now. Every single thing in your life that's around you, half of those things, if you looked at now, you would wonder, how did I get that? Well, it's because you wanted it and you made a declaration, you made up your mind. So what I want to do now is, Bob, anything else you'd like to share? Otherwise, we're going to move right on into the 7 steps of training, and then I've got 8 questions I want to go through with you. And you know, today is going to be your day. You're going to make a decision right now to change your life. I know that. I can feel it. Before the end of this session, you are going to join the Physical Profits team because we want to work with you. But Bob, anything else you'd like to add?
There's a line that I was reading this morning. I read it over and over again because it's so good. The future must become the present in the imagination of the one who would wisely and consciously create circumstances. Now think about that for a moment. The future must become the present in the imagination of the one who would wisely and consciously create circumstances. See, we've got to work from the end we want to get to. Use your imagination to your advantage and not against yourself. Build the picture in yourself with this thriving business already going. And you see the orders coming in. And you create those circumstances. If you do that, that's the way it'll start to happen. That's what I do. I do it all the time. Every advance my company has made, I've already made it in my mind well before it ever manifests in form. That's what you want to do. That's how it works. Anik?
All right, well, thank you very much, Bob. And all right, everybody, let's dive right in. First, what I want to do for you right now is I'm going to pull up a PowerPoint, just one PowerPoint, that had been created by, let me see if I can show this. All right, I think you should be able to see. All right, perfect. You should be able to see this. This is the only slide we're going to go over today. I want you to write these steps down. Now, these are the exact 7 points that your own $1 million coach had created for you. All right? These are the exact 7 points that myself, yours truly, I have gone through to launch my own successful Amazon business. These are the very 7 points that Dax Deegan, our coach, went through. These are the very 7 points that my wife is about to go through. These are the very 7 points that every single one of our successful students has gone through. Now, step number 1 is to find a good product/niche that you're going to sell in on Amazon. We are going to go through exactly that. I'm going to share with you. We're going to log into Amazon right now in a few minutes, and we're going to go through some live examples. Step number 2 is to find yourself a supplier. Now, this is the part where we get a lot of questions, all right? I'm looking at my question list, and we get a lot of people that are very afraid of sourcing products from China. I'm going to walk you through that in great detail. I'll tell you right now, between you and I, that was one of my greatest fears. So we're going to get over this fear right now because it is actually super, super freaking easy. Really, really easy to do. All right, that's one of my major questions that, anyways, that had come in from the team. Step number 3 is to develop a brand. Now, that sounds like a really big thing to do and very complicated, but it's really actually very easy. Again, we will do it together. Step number 4 is to create packaging. Now, Dax has included this as a step. In my presentation, I actually don't have this as a step. The reason for it is this is really easy to do, and actually it's done for you 99% of the time by your supplier. They've actually done this for you, so you don't actually have to create anything. What 6th step we're on, I think, or 5th step, I should say, sorry, is to create your listing. Now, this is the key part of your business. Imagine the key part of your business being just a few paragraphs that you fill in at Amazon.com. That's it. And you will officially be in business. So I'm going to walk you through those few paragraphs, how you label them, what the headlines are, what the descriptions are. Then we're going to talk about how to get your initial reviews. All right, this again, there is a service that we as the Physical Profits team are offering our members where we will actually do this for you for free. We will actually help spark your product sales on Amazon for you on your behalf. And then, of course, last but not least, is to continue to optimize the listing. We're going to focus the least on that today because it's not something you need to be concerned about today. When you're just starting your business, it's the least of your concerns. But that is one of the major things we work with you on with our coach and with all the different training that we have with the Physical Profits team. So first, let's dive in and let's talk about targeting and finding a product, because a lot of people have also had questions and fears around this concept of finding a product. So let me switch my screen again here so that you can see what I'm showing on. Oh, right now you'll see me. All right, and now let's see if we can share this screen. All right, now you guys should see very clearly. Let me make this a little bit smaller. You'll see that right now I'm at Amazon.com, and I want you to feel free to scroll alongside of me. Guys, when it comes to launching your own products, on Amazon, there's a few criteria, a few things that we look for, and what I'm going to do here is list them out for you. Number one is I want you to look for top 100 best sellers per straight out of the book here. Let me just make sure I'm still good. Oh, okay, good. Sorry, I heard a random ding and wanted to make sure I didn't fall off here. All right, so first thing to look for is the top 100 best sellers per category. We're actually going to go through and look at, and I'll show you an example of what I mean. The next thing we want to look for is product rank. Now here's where a lot of people make mistakes. A lot of people feel that they should be selling products that are not competitive, meaning they should be the only one selling the product. I'll tell you right now, that is the greatest mistake you could ever make. Do not do that. All right, so step number 2 is we are going to make sure that other products that are exactly similar to what you want to sell are already selling very, very well. All right, so step number 3 is we are going to want, one second here. Step number 3 is we are going to check out competition. Something, I could care less how many people, oh, am I muted? Hey Bob, can you hear me right now?
I can hear you fine.
Oh, okay, sorry. I'm getting weird messages from this service. All right, never mind. For Google Hangouts having a little bit of a weird moment. So what I'm going to want to now make sure, when we look at competition on Amazon, this is a really key part. If you're paying attention right now, I need you to pay very close attention because this part will make or break your Amazon business. We do not care how many big companies, or sorry, that's wrong. We don't care how many companies are selling your product on Amazon. We only care about 2 types of companies. One is our really, really, really big brands. All right. So I'm going to show you, like for example, if for your product Sony is dictating the top 10, 20 results, like 80% of the results are all Sony products or our Toshiba products. I mean, by the way, we don't get into electronics. I'm just using an example. I would prefer you not to do electronics. But point being, if they're really big companies, all right, then that's the only time I start to look at competition and maybe withdraw a little bit. Number 2 is I'm going to look for other ASMRs, and I'm going to show you a really easy way to see. Look, if in your product there are already way too many ASMRs, there are literally a million product options on Amazon. I would ask you to find another one. This comes from experience. Now, a lot of you might be looking at this and thinking, oh my God, there's so many people inside of Amazon already. So, or already a part of ASM and Physical Profits. Is it too late for me? Let me tell you, my God, not even close. All right, the opportunity is so much bigger than you can possibly imagine. But what I'll tell you is sometimes you will land upon a product that a lot of other ASMRs have thought about as well. Well, just deviate away from that for your first product. You can totally come in later once you've become more of an expert at this. But there are thousands and thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of options for you where you don't have other ASMRs competing. The only reason I ask you to go for those is that your life is just a lot easier. Okay? So these are really the only top 3 things. I hope you've gone ahead and written these down. Now, let's go over the top 100 bestsellers. How do I go and scan? How do I do my initial scan? Now, in the ASM course, we actually teach you to create an Excel file. All right, we're going to teach you to create an Excel file. We give it to you. You just label it, and you start to put your ideas into it. You start to rank things and rate things, and before you even know it, the Excel file is going to make your decision for you as for which product you should go with first. So you don't actually have to do a lot of thinking when it comes to picking your first product to sell on Amazon. That's the brilliant part of it. So here, let's just go over top 100 bestsellers per category. Well, what you're going to do is you're simply going to go to you're going to go here and click on departments. At the top, I think you should be able to see this. Yeah, at the top left, you'll see a button that says departments. You click on it. Guys, look at all the various categories within which you could be a product seller. This is why we say multiple streams of income is massively possible with this opportunity, because just look at categories. There's probably over 100 categories here. All right, I'm going to pick a random one, men's grooming. Okay? We're going to go to men's grooming, and we're going to just basically have a look around. All right, this is exactly how we start. This is how simple this business model can be. We're going to first click on a category, and we're going to now start to get to know that category. Now, Amazon consistently changes their UI, so I have to, oh, right here. So you see best sellers? This is the part I want to click. So I went first to departments, I chose men's grooming, and now I'm going to click on best sellers. Voila. In the category of health and personal care, so we're not necessarily in the men's grooming, but right now that's more than good enough. What I want us to see are the top 100 products currently selling in health and personal care. You are literally going to spend a few hours when you first start, and you are going to, I want you to do this. This is a very key part of the exercise. You're going to go into Amazon, dive in, and look around, and we're going to get an idea for what is selling. We've got trash bags, we've got a lot of diapers, and a lot of things that, you know, are dictated by very big companies. So what I'm going to do is let's go deeper into the top 100, because top 100 is always going to be very key. Suddenly we've got forehead thermometer. All right. Now I want to give you some more metrics here when looking for products. All right. So a few more notes. This is my personal preference. I tell you to stick in the $20 to $40 price range. Now, when you the Amazon course, when you get into Amazing Selling Machine, they're actually going to tell you that you can be as low as $10 or $12 or $15. I'll tell you from personal experience, one of my most successful products I sell right now is $14. However, every new product that my wife and I are now releasing on Amazon is going to be between $20 and $40. If you're wondering why, I'll explain why more in detail once you're a member of the course, but really it's because of margins. It's profit margins. I find that we make a lot better profit margin in the $20 to $40 price range. All right, so when you look at Braun forehead thermometer, I'm going to go ahead and make a note of this as a possible interesting product to look into. Now, it may not be, it may be, I don't know. I'm just writing it down, all right? And then when we continue on to do our case study, I might pick the one that Dax loves to use. So I'm still looking through here, and I see some batteries, I see vitamins, maybe, you know, by the way, supplements are huge, huge. A lot of ASMers who are just literally cleaning up every day thanks to supplements. Now we've got something here called a white noise creator. That's about $40. That fits into my range. I'm going to write this one down too. So guys, as you can see right now, the research process starts as simple as you taking about a half an hour, 45 minutes, being on Amazon and clicking around to see what's what. What is a possibility for you? All right, and we're going to keep going here. And then I see here something, electronic pedicure. All right, I want to write that one down. It's a little bit higher than the price range, and it gets into electronic things, which I don't like to do, especially when you're just starting. And we'll just check out 81 to 100. All right, and we'll see what we have here. We've got paper plates. We've got let's see here. We've got something else just electronic. All right, so we've kind of gone through it. We've got baby wipes. We've got some other stuff. Now what I'll do is I'll say, all right, I'm back. I got a couple of notes, a couple of things I wrote down. I'm going to go back now, and I'm going to look at the baby category. This is one of my personal favorites. And I'm going to click on bestsellers. So the bestsellers in the baby category. Check it out. We've got a lot of little toys that you can get your hands on. We've got so now a lot of these things don't fall into our price ranges, right? $3, $2. I'm going to ignore those, even though that they're popular. Like $2.33. I'm not going to play with that. Let me go deeper in here just to see. We've got breast pump. All right, we've got a breast pump here. That's a possible option. We've got a thermos. We have all kinds of options in the baby category. All right, we've got storage devices. We've got different kinds of toys. We've got projector, nursery projector, and sound creator. Now, the particular product that Dax loves to use as an example is your rear. It's a baby mirror. All right, and I'm going to kind of continue to use the same example as we build out. So the first step you're going to have that I'm going to cover quickly right now, and we're going to move to step 2 in interest of time. But remember, we are going to hold your hand through this entire thing. as you join our Physical Profits team. So you don't really have to worry about anything. But as you go through all of this, all right, as you go through, what you're going to do is you're going to create an Excel file that we give to you. You're going to fill in the blanks, and then Dax has created an additional product analyzer. I want to show you here on our bonus page. If you click that big button below and you scroll, it's right here somewhere. If I just look it up real quick, this is one of the coolest things, guys. I use it all of the time. Dax created this, and he was awesome to share it with it. Here we go. Product selection matrix, Excel magic. Imagine being able to just fill in some details on an Excel file that's given over to you, and boom, it's going to make the decision for you as to which product you should be selling on Amazon. So you're going to do the research process that I walked you through. You're going to spend about an hour or two going through different categories. We're going to guide you on which categories to do and which not to do. And then you're going to fill in these Excel file, and it's going to literally come back later and tell you, boom, this is the product that you should be selling. All right? Now, let me show you. When we were talking about, I showed you how to go through the top 100 bestsellers per category. Now what we're going to do is we're going to look a little bit into product rankings, all right? One of the first things that's very important for me before I go into a product on Amazon is I want to make sure that the product is an active product. So remember, I told you competition is good. I want to see people selling successfully the product that I'm trying to sell. So when we look at this particular example, baby rear view mirror, we can see that there are multiple listings coming up that each have over 100 reviews on them. Even as we get further down the line, we still have a good number of reviews. Now this is going to make me feel a lot better, because this is going to tell me that even if I'm this far down the line, this guy still has 103 reviews. It's an active market. Next thing is, one of those products is a #1 bestseller in its category. So I'm going to click on this. Let me show you what you do. When you open up an actual listing page, all right, when you're doing your research, you are going to scroll down, and right here you are going to look at bestsellers rank. Guys, this is #1 in the rear view facing mirrors, but is number 43 in the baby category. That is huge. Okay, the baby category to begin with on Amazon is massive, and now you're looking at number 43. What that tells you is that this bad boy is probably, it's probably selling over 100 units a day easily. All right, I'm going to go back and look at another random product. If you look at this list, I know you can't see it here. We had put a forehead thermometer. So really quickly, what we're going to do is we're just going to check forehead thermometer. All right, and we're going to compare forehead thermometer with what's going. When we're going to look at the rankings of it. So we're going to go here. I'm purposely not going to look at the Braun one because that's a big brand. So I'm going to come down here. I'm going to find one that's labeled Exergen. I've never heard of anything called Exergen, so I'm curious. I'm going to click Exergen. And I'm going to go down and check it out. And we're going to go right down to where we said. We're going to go where they have the rankings. And right here, it's number 2,467 in health and personal care. Now, you might think, Anik, that sucks. But, guys, health and personal care is a massive category on Amazon. All right? And when you look, it's got 431 reviews. Thumbs up. We're good. This is probably number 4 when you go into oral, okay? When you go into the specific, this is still a good product, especially when I go back and I type in forehead thermometer and I start seeing that there's another one here with 841 reviews, 555, 136. We've got another one here from a random brand, 70 of them. By the way, I can tell you right now, I am willing to bet my left leg this listing is done by an ASMR. I promise you this listing is done by an ASMR. How do I know? Well, I'm going to get to that in just a second, right? Because there are a couple of things that leave some clear staple marks, and we're going to talk about what those are. But as you keep going down this, we got another one here. That's a #1 bestseller in oral thermometers. All right? So what we've got again with us is another product here that is competitive, it's selling, it shows that it's in the best rankings, it's got tons of reviews, and what I love about this is I'm finding a bunch of brands that I know are not big national brands. Clever, American Diagnostic, I don't know, they might be. Easy at Home, Temper, we've got Sansero, we've got Exergen. I'm seeing more private brands than I am seeing corporate-y big brands. That is a great, great, great sign for a great product. So now you know how to look for product rankings. Now let's talk about competition and ASMers. Now this is a really key part. Please be ready to take notes right this minute. Guys, when we look for products that we want to get involved in, the first thing I'm going to do is type in like forehead thermometer. There are two triggers that are key. Two triggers that are key that are going to give away whether it's an ASMR competing with you. All right. But by the way, first of all, we looked at it already and we saw that it's very clear that yes, there are big brands, but those big brands are not dominating the Amazon listing page. Okay. Now, if I had looked at this page and just seen Braun, Vicks, Braun, some other big company name, if I had just gone down the list and only seen big name, well, I'm going to be a little bit worried. But in this case, I've seen a lot of private brands that seem to be doing just fine. So that was taken care of. Now with ASMRs, long titles, all right, or headlines are a big giveaway because they teach that in ASM. They teach you how to put the right keywords into your titles. They teach you how to put the right descriptor keywords and teach you how to make really good subject lines or headlines. Number two is a call to action in the two things that are going to tell you very quickly whether you're dealing with someone who is an ASMR. The other way to know that someone is not an ASMR is ASMRs are not going to bother putting model number TAT 2000C. This is not an ASMR most likely. All right, but let me look at this one, which I was pretty confident was an ASMR. Number one, digital baby thermometer with 5-star rating plus lifetime guarantee, fully FDA approved. This, okay, let's see if we see it called. Okay, now you look at these bullet points. Man, they have taken use of every little bit of real estate that they have. And I'm going to try to come back to description. Boom, call to action. Was I right or was I right? I swear to God I did that live in front of you. I did not rehearse this beforehand. Right there, if you zoom in, you can see it says, so click the add to cart button above. That is a staple mark of an ASMR. But typically, I don't even go this far. If I see long subject lines or headlines like this one, I know it's an ASMR. So I can scroll this list right now. I can just, okay, we have one ASMR, we have two ASMRs, we have three ASMRs. Look, I'm literally able to do this. When you learn what I'm teaching you, when you learn and get the steps down, 4. We have 4 ASMRs in of a top, probably about 20 products here. You're good. That is not a big deal. If you get to the point, let me show you right now. One of the ones that I tried, failed at, and I've had other students try and fail at that I never want you to do, is silicone baking mat. Here is where you are going to fight up against ASMRs left, right, and center. And you're talking about ASMRs who have been involved with the program for a long, long time. Guys, I'll tell you right now, ASMRs are all over this. ASMR. That's the top 4 are ASMRs. We keep going, and I promise you, of these next 4, half are. Of here, again, I'm telling you right now, out of the top 20 results here, I would be willing to bet you that 70 to 80% are ASMRs. That is a situation where I don't want you to go into that product right now. So our past situation, we were looking at about 20% were ASMRs. You are totally clear to go if you want. If you can find, but if we could do another one and find one where it's even 10% or less, I would prefer that. Again, all things that are Excel file will automatically help you analyze. All right, so how cool is that? We have literally figured out how we can very easily go in and find our first product. So if we look at step number 1, targeting a product. Now what you're going to do is spend an hour or 2 following our model, doing your research, listing them out, and then you're going to simply plug them into this Excel that we give you, that Dax Deegan, our $1 million coach, has done for you. You're going to go ahead and plug it into that Excel file, and that's it. You are going to plug it into that Excel file, and it's going to tell you exactly what product you should be promoting. Now, let's move on, and let's go to step number 2, finding a supplier. One of the major concerns and questions we get from people about their Amazon business and why they're scared of doing Amazon, because 90% of the time you are going to find your supplier, the best opportunity, in China. All right, there are local suppliers, but if you want to make the best margins, you want to have negotiating power, you want to go direct to the source, I buy all my products directly from China. We are going to be listing our 3rd product in about, well, the 2nd one's going to get listed by the end of the week, the 3rd one will be listed by next week, and all 3 of these products I'm buying out in bulk from China, and I am having a blast. I have absolutely no problem. I'm going to give you the one site you'll ever need to do this. Right now, go to Alibaba.com. All right, let me write this out for you here in case you can't see it. Let me scroll down here. So Alibaba.com. Just go to Alibaba.com. All right, now let's talk about some of the fears that you might have. Let's be straight with one another and go through them. Listen, guys, I understand that the idea of importing, it's such a big word. Only big companies get to import products. Only big companies get to manufacture products. Guys, in today's day and age, with what the internet has done for us, it is absolutely so easy for you to manufacture and bring in your own private label that I don't even know where to begin to tell you. All right, you will literally go to Alibaba.com. Here's what you're going to do. We are going to let's stick to our rear. Let's do rear view baby. All right, rear view baby mirror. And we're going to see a bunch of options here. I'm going to tell you right off the bat. Minimum order 1,000 pieces. Ignore this completely. This scares people. Now, the other question that we get a lot, which I'm going to go over in a little bit, is, hey, Anik, what is the minimum I need to start with? So what happens sometimes is people see 1,000 pieces and they think, oh my God, I'm going to have to spend like $10,000 to start this business. That's such a huge risk. Absolutely, that would be crazy. Guess what? Everyone who puts their minimum order here, it's all nonsense. You can totally, with a few seconds and a couple of words, and we coach you exactly through that, you'll get right around it. I bet you could get this person to send you 50 pieces like that in snap of a finger. All right, so you're going to go through here. You're going to find the ones that you like. By the way, a lot of times you will find exactly the same product that is currently being listed on, you'll even find sometimes the exact, let's see if I can show you. You'll find sometimes the exact images of products that are currently listed on Amazon, so you'll be able to know exactly which product you are getting, all right? But you have so many options here. You could scroll through and see. You have tons and tons and tons of options. Again, I keep telling you, don't worry about the minimum pieces, but again, see, some people will give you 5 pieces. Remember one thing, when you're buying from China, the only thing you need to remember, and you don't need to be worried about it, is, of course, the bigger the order, the better the pricing. But when you're first starting off, we do not care about pricing. Okay, I don't care that you're making a big margin. I don't care that you're making 40% profit margin versus 20%. All I care is that you put down the minimum amount of capital so that you have literally nothing to risk. You get a few units and you list them on Amazon and you test it. Once those babies start selling, you can pile in, you can negotiate more. You could go from buying 20 units of a product to buying 100, to buying 500, to buying 1,000, to buying 3,000. You know, my most successful product right now, my first order was 100 pieces. All right, my risk factor there was literally probably about $300. That's it. I sold those 100 pieces like in 2 days. Then I went back and I said, rush, I need another order, 500 pieces. Right? I did it, and I sold those 500 pieces in like 6 days. Then I went back and said, all right, I'm willing to negotiate. I want 1,500 pieces. They gave me a great price, bang on. I know it's selling. I said, rush this order, 1,500 pieces. My next order, 5,000 pieces. So you work at your own rate. just because your product sells out is not a big deal. Amazon is fine. They'll just delist you, and then when you send them more product, they'll list you again. Now, that leads me to a very important question that I want to address. Do you have to ship these products yourself to the people that buy? Absolutely not. You are not becoming a warehouse. You are not going to store these products. Ladies and gentlemen, I have over 5,000 products in inventory right now between what I'm selling, and not a single one of them is at my home. They go directly to Amazon. Amazon has a service called Fulfillment by Amazon. This is what has allowed ASMers, this is what has allowed people in the Physical Profits team to become so ragingly successful. You literally ship your entire product, all of it, to Amazon directly, and they will ship it for you. They will take your order. They will take the money. They will even do your refunds, and they will ship the orders, and they'll receive your refunds, all for you. It's called Fulfillment by Amazon. We will make you the master of how to use Fulfillment by Amazon before you are done with this webinar. All right, and when you're a part of our training, when you're a part of our team, we'll show you. It's literally a couple of clicks of a button. Boom! It's so easy to do. You send your product to them. Amazon handles everything for you: the day-to-day, all the shipping, all the payments, transactions, everything. You literally just have to find a place, buy the product, have it shipped to Amazon, and it gets cataloged. I don't have even one product come to my house anymore. Nothing touches my door. All right, let's check out real quick, and then I'll get into some of the more details of how I actually. Let's check out forehead. Yeah, let me check out forehead thermometer. Check this out, guys. I can buy this for as little as $6.75. Okay, I can buy this one for as little as $5. Now let's go back and check what they're selling for. By the way, these bad boys are selling for anywhere from $20 to $40. All right, and I can purchase from as little as $5. Now, again, I'm telling you, you can negotiate these prices even more because as you start to order more, they're going to give you more. Right here, you could order 50 pieces, all right, probably negotiate them down to that $6 price range. You'd be looking at about $300 out of your pocket. That's it, plus a little bit more for shipment. So for those of you who are like, hey, do I have to put thousands of dollars in to do this? You absolutely do not. You absolutely do not have to do that. All right, so here we're looking at it. You know, you can buy these pieces for $6 a unit. And of course, they all vary based on their price range, right? So you've got to see what is selling well on Amazon and kind of try to mimic it, basically. So you've got a simple one here that seems to be doing really well. A simple looking thermometer selling for $27. We will basically look for one that looks like that. Looks kind of similar to this one, doesn't it? Now, what you're going to do, here are the secrets. And if you're worried about buying from Amazon, you do not have, from China, you're going to contact 3 potential. I literally mean write them an email, just like you would write me an email. Nothing intimidating. You're going to create a free account at Alibaba.com. You're going to go to the person and you're going to click on Contact Supplier. That's it. You are going to type them an email. We are going to help you and walk you through this. We've got an entire, let me show you another bonus here, guys. We have an entire Facebook group of where you get to deal with you get to work with right here, our own private team Facebook group where we will walk you through this. We help each other. Your coach is there. Your $1 Million Coach is there. I'm there. My whole team is there. Our successful students are there. And they're going to walk you through. You're literally going to send this person a quick little message that says, hey, interested in buying 50 pieces, want to test this at this price point, are you interested? You're going to contact 3 people. I'm telling you right now, mark my word, one of them is going to agree. One of them is going to agree, and they are going to come on board. Boom, done. Now, you might be wondering, well, Hanik, how do I send them money? How do I pay for it? What about customs? How does the product get shipped here? These are the concerns I used to have. You know how scared I was of the concept of customs? I went out and I hired a lawyer and I did this and I went on to find out, oh God, the easiest way to do this, guys. The easiest way. You ready? You don't ever have to worry about customs. All right? What you're going to do, especially in the beginning, when you're just ordering 50 pieces, 100 pieces here and there, you're going to ask that company to simply air ship it to you. They're going to use FedEx, DHL, or UPS. Well, guess what FedEx, DHL, and UPS do for you for free? They do your customs. They handle all the paperwork. They handle everything. And if there's anything that comes up, they handle it for you. That's one of the brilliance of, I had no idea. I didn't know that was the case. So not only do you never have to even really ship the product or see the product, you don't have to worry about customs. You can order that product, have them literally give them an address, and how do you pay them? Well, every single time I've paid my Chinese suppliers, I use PayPal. It's as simple as that. Or they give me their wiring information. I log into my bank account, put the wiring information, boom. Now, what about fraud? Well, guys, look, this is why we use Alibaba. You're going to use people that have a long good standing here. Most of these guys in China, guys, they're real businesses, all right? They're not looking to rip you off. And you deal with someone who's got good ratings, who's been around for a long time. I mean, for example, let's look at this guy. This person has a 17% response rate. This guy, I'm not going to waste my time. All right, they give us such great data that I don't have to look at this person. 95% response rate's been there for 2 years. He's a gold supplier for the second year in a row. All right, but one of the things I do with my suppliers is I offer them the first batch of money to start the development. So I don't give them the 100%. I give them 50%. And then I say, look, once you've made the product, take a picture of it, show it to me, and I'll wire you the rest of it, then you ship it over. That's worked wonders for me. I haven't yet to be ripped off, and I have dealt with about 7 different sellers at this point, suppliers. All right? So your key is to go to Alibaba, contact 3 potential sellers with a very simple email that says, I would like to buy 30, 40, 50, 60 units. I am so-and-so looking to grow really big in this market. Potentially will be buying thousands from you in the future. Need to test it first. Please send me 50 orders at this. Now remember, before you even do your 50 orders, you can simply ask them to send you a sample. That may cost you $5, $10, $15. That's it. So you can actually see and hold the product in your hands and make the decision before you even order your first lot of 50. So it's very easy to do. You can do it all through Alibaba.com. The only other tool that I even use to help me is I use Skype. That's the truth. That's it. I use Skype. All right. So right now, what I want you to understand is that this is really not that complicated, guys. All right, so if you're worried at all about selling, having to get products over from China, geez, it's simple. Couldn't be any easier than just using one website. One website. All right, and I can go here. I can say I don't want to deal with anyone other than gold. All right, I don't want to deal with anyone other than who's willing to accept escrow. All right, I don't want to deal with anyone that's not had an on-site check. Boom. Now, all of a sudden, I have people that are not only gold, they're willing to accept escrow, which means you have no risk, and they've had an on-site check. Alibaba has been to their factory and approved that these people are legit. So you tell me, how much risk do you possibly have? Very little, if any. Right? All right. Now, let's move on to step number 3, develop a brand. I'm not going to spend much time on this because this is freaking easy. All right, guys, here's what we're going to do. We're going to go to Amazon, and we're going to look at the different kinds of names. Now, a brand basically means a company name, okay? Exergen, Braun, Vicks, Tempur, American Diagnostic Corporation, Easy at Home. I mean, does this really sound difficult? One guy came up with Clever Choice. So right now, you could come up with anything. I mean, we could come up with brand names right now together while we're here for a forehead thermometer. We could do, let's see, Temptel. I mean, I don't know, guys. I don't like it, but I'm just saying Temptel or, Temperature Detective. I mean, it could be anything. What I'm saying is have fun with it. Sit here and just write out a bunch of ideas. Start looking at what other companies are doing. Go further into the listings and see what kind of names companies are choosing. And all you have to do is pick one. Guys, and after that, like, look at this. This is a Tempur Body. You know? It's a great name. Digital Baby Thermometer. And they haven't even listed a company name here. So all you're going to do is take that name. For example, this person's name is Zigabob. Okay? I mean, you see what I'm saying? You come up with anything. Zigabob. Zigabob's a great name because, they can launch other products under that brand. It's not tied to a thermometer. Zigabob. And who cares? I mean, it's still got 46 ratings, sells for $33. Looks like it's about Zigabomb. That's the name of the brand. Available at Den of Goods. Available from Sansero brand. Available from Ginger Hill Creations. These are all ASMRs, by the way. I could totally tell they're all ASMRs. So it's really as simple as that. Now, when you've created a brand, you're going to need to basically, once you've created a brand, you're going to need a logo, all right? And so when we talk about creating a packaging, right, because one of our the next step is creating packaging, what you really need is, the main thing you need is a logo that you send it to your supplier. Now, let's talk about logos. Logos can cost you anywhere between $20 to $500. There are two places I like to use. Now, if you have, you know that you are going to be involved in that brand for a long time to come, and that you are 100% in on the business, only then do I recommend you go to 99 Designs. The reason is 99 Designs is going to cost you anywhere from $300 to $500 to get a domain, a logo done. Or you could go somewhere like freelancer.com. All right. Just making sure. Bob, you can still hear me?
No, there it is.
All right, perfect. Give me
I was just thinking, in watching you and go through this, Anik, I was thinking if a person thinks they'd never be able to comprehend all this, if they would just take each one of these steps and say, I'm going to spend, I don't know, maybe an hour, maybe 2 hours on one step. That's all I'm going to do. I'm just going to look department, ranking, something like that. And then the next day, do the same with the next step. They would be as proficient in running around here as you are. But just looking at it, it could be overwhelming to them. When you talk about the ASMRs or DAX, I'm wondering if a person's on new, do they know what you're talking about? That's important that they understand this, because I think anybody can grasp this. It's just taking a part of it and working at it a little bit at a time. And within a week or two, a person would have mastered being able to run around here and do everything that you're showing us.
Absolutely. Well, I'm glad you brought that up. For those of us who are joining us, I do want to introduce who Dax is to you. Listen, what I want you to do right now, if you're watching this, I want you to click the button below this video. All right, there's a big button. Don't worry. There's no, like, you're not going to be putting a credit card in or anything. You don't have to be scared. Just click the button. It's going to open a new window, all right? And if there's a video that's going to start playing at the very top, it's either going to be me and Bob, or it's going to be somebody else who brought you to our webinar. Just pause the video for a minute and scroll down. I want you to meet our $1 million coach. His name is Dax Deegan. All right, he builds this business 100% part-time. As a matter of fact, he loves his job so much that he's still full-time. Now, he has been personally coaching me on how to launch my Amazon business for the last 8 months, and he's also now going to be coaching my wife. Well, guess what? He's also going to be coaching you. I've twisted his arm and brought him on board. I've paid him a lot of money to do this so that he can be here to help you. So now, in addition to Matt Clark, Jason Katzenbach, myself, you are going to have Dax here helping you build your business. Now, some of you may be wondering, who is Matt Clark and who are Jason Katzenbach? Well, in order for you to find that out, what I want you to do is scroll to the very bottom of this bonus page, and you're going to see the ability to click this link to watch this. It says, click this link to watch the main ASM video. All right, don't do it right now. Do it when we're done with this webinar. And what you're going to be blown away by are amazing case studies. Now, there is a course called Amazing Selling Machine. It's called ASM. It has been around now for 18 months. It has changed thousands of lives. They have taken people who were literally struggling for years and have now made them into millionaires. They have tons of students doing $5,000, $10,000 a month, and they have even tons of students doing $50,000, $60,000, $70,000 a month, and now they've even got actually a couple of handfuls of students doing $1 million a month using what we call the ASM method. Now, what I want you to do, what I'm asking you to do, is click that button below, scroll to the bottom, and join our team. So you're going to get access to the entire Amazing Selling Machine course, and I'm going to give you an additional $20,000 in free bonuses. Why am I doing that? Because I want you to join our team. We have a team within the ASM course called Physical Profits, where we have our own private coach. You are treated VIP. You are treated way above and beyond any of the other students in Amazing Selling Machine. You get over $20,000 in bonuses, things like the product selection matrix, that Excel file where we literally are going to basically help you figure out exactly what to sell. Not only that, I'm going to scroll through and I'm going to go through the bonuses in a few minutes, but we're even going to give you 31 product ideas that we've created just for this team. We've done all the research for you. We have confirmed for a fact that these products are selling. They're officially selling and selling well, so you can feel comfortable going into them. We've literally done 95% of the work for you as a member of the Physical Profits team. You just have to dive in and do the other 5%. All right? We're going to even hand you, for example, how do I get my logo done, you might be wondering. Well, what if I told you I will hand you my best outsourcers? The very designers who I go to who help create me my brands, who do it for super, super cheap, who I've trained, I'm going to hand their contact information right to you, only if you're part of the Physical Profits team. We've been doing this since April. We had 700 students join us in April of this year, and we have had more success stories than I know what to do with. There are people literally winning every single day right now that have changed their lives, have become a new person, because they were on a webinar just like this one in April. They clicked that button below this video. They opened a page that looked just like this, and they let this man, Dax Deegan, work with them. They let myself work with them. They joined the Physical Profits team. They claimed their $20,000 in bonuses. They dedicated just an hour or so a day, went through the training, and before they knew it, they were masters of Amazon. And today, they've completely altered their entire life. They are different people today. All right? So what I want you to do right now, what I encourage you to do while I'm talking, okay, we're going to take a minute. Let's take a minute break. We've got some more steps left to do here. We're going to talk about we're going to finish talking about creating packaging. We're going to talk about your listing. And then I'm going to talk to you about how we are going to basically help spark your product sales for you by launching your product for you. All right, by helping you get your initial review. So what I want to do really quickly is I want to talk through this bonus page. All right, I want to actually talk through everything you're getting. So that button below, I want you to click it. And the first and foremost thing I'm going to go over right now is I need you guys to understand that nothing ever comes to your house. You're never shipping anything. Everything is done and automated for you from start to finish at Amazon. Anything else where you need to learn or think or do, we've done 95% of it for you. All right? Now, as you look at the top of the page, like I said, the video you see may be different based on who it is that invited you to join our webinar. But I want you to join our exclusive team and get $20,000 in free bonuses to build your ridiculously successful Amazon business. And I want you to do it with us. Look, I'm doing this myself. Bob's doing it. Brian's doing it. Bob's grandkids are doing it. Bob's niece is doing it. All right? We're all in this together. How awesome will it be for you? How much easier will it be for you to build your business if you're building it alongside of us, with us? And I've gone out, the very person that helped me launch my successful business, the very coach that helped launch me, he's now your coach. You can work directly with Dax Deegan, who's done over $1 million in the last year with this business model. All right? My first 7 days, I did $2,500 when I started this business. This picture is taken from a few months ago. All right, I was trending towards $10,000 for my first month in my first 7 days. And I did, by the way. My first month was over $16,000. Today, over $40,000 to $50,000 a month being created. And it's part-time. I don't even look at it. It's sad. I should be putting more time into it. All right? I mean, imagine what you could do if you spend more than 15 minutes a week on this. That's what I spend. And I'm still doing $40,000 to $50,000 a month. All right. Now, if you want to learn more about what exactly is offered to you by ASM, by Amazing Selling Machine, I've given you a personal review, 6.5-minute video that you can watch. But personally, you don't need to watch it Guys, first of all, you are going to get an entire 8-module Amazing Selling Machines course, all right? You're going to get 8 weeks of live teleclasses with them. Week by week, they're going to go over, and they're going to do Q&A with you. You're going to get 7 proprietary software tools for growing your business. You're also going to get invited to a free 3-day live event in Las Vegas. The dates are officially out. It's early Feb, I believe Feb 4th, 5th, and 6th. And guess who is going to be keynoting at this event? Sir Richard Branson, founder of Virgin Empire. Now, let me ask you something. If this wasn't the real deal, do you think Sir Richard Branson, one of the most profound entrepreneurs that have ever lived, would be coming to keynote the event? This is how crazy of a movement ASM has created. They got Sir Richard Branson and Robert Kiyosaki coming to keynote this event. You're also going to get private access to the active ASM members-only community where you get access to ASM mentors. Listen, they have students, tons of them, doing $50, $60, $100, $200, $500,000, $1 million a month that are now coming back and coaching students like yourself. And they're going to give you a $1,000 inventory. I believe, last I heard, their inventory guarantee's gone even above and beyond this. Talk about being super dead serious about this business model. We are so comfortable with what we're teaching you. They are so comfortable with what they're teaching you that they are willing to guarantee you your first lot of inventory. If you go out and follow the course to the T and you get your inventory, you go out and spend a few $100, $300, $400, $500, up to $1,000, they will buy back your inventory from you, reimburse you not only for the course, but for your inventory if it doesn't work. Now, how's that for a guarantee? You rarely see that. Guys, I've got something amazing I want to add to this. Forget $1,000. I'm going to personally put my money on the line, but first, let me explain to you that everything I just shared with you is given to you by ASM, Amazing Selling Machine. That doesn't even begin to talk about the great things I'm going to be offering to you as a part of the Physical Profits team. If you join our exclusive team, you're going to get another 15 bonuses worth $20,058 for free, including your $1 million coach to personally work with you. Amazing bonus number 1, 2 free tickets to our live virtual workshop. You know, we just got done running this, and I will give you the recordings of it. We ran one of these a couple of months ago, and we had people on there that were creating $500,000 a month in profit. Can you imagine learning hands-on from people doing $500,000 a month in profit? Not only do you get our in-house coach, but we are going to go out and get the best of the best of the best people out there to come work with you. All right, you're going to get 2 free tickets. You can bring your spouse, you can bring a business partner, anybody you want to this virtual workshop. You're going to attend to this workshop from home. No airfare, no hotel, nothing. You log into your computer just the way you've logged in right now. Just this bonus alone, guys, is worth over $3,000. Amazing bonus number 2. 2 free tickets to our live mastermind in Las Vegas. That's right. Either one day before or more likely one day after the ASM Live event where you get to meet Sir Richard Branson himself, we are going to run an entire additional day of training where you get to network with all the other Physical Profits team members. You get to create your own private masterminds. You get to spend time with Dax, with myself, with all the other coaches that are working with you. We're going to pay for the entire room. We're going to put you in there, and we're going to have an amazing mastermind in addition to the amazing event that ASM is already creating. Again, remember, you want to know whether this is the real deal or not? Sir Richard Branson himself is coming to keynote at this event. Amazing bonus number 3, our $5,000 inventory guarantee. Forget the $1,000, you are getting an additional $5,000 from me. And it's not just for inventory. I believe so much in that this system will work that I will guarantee up to $5,000 of your expenses. If you have spent money on getting your brand done, your logo done, not only your few $100s in inventory, but any other major expenses you've hit to try to make this business work, if you show us you followed the system to the T, Well, the way it'll work is you will basically message us and say, look, I've got a product that's listed, I followed to the T, it's not working. We will come in and first, the deal is, who the heck wants a refund? Guys, you want a new life. You want to change your life. You don't want a refund. So what we're going to do is we're going to go in there and help you build that business for you. We're going to go in there and do everything we know and implement it all for you. And if for some reason that still doesn't work, well, guess what? We're going to buy back your inventory. We're going to give you up to $6,000 in additional insurance policy. What could you possibly lose right now? Tell me, what could you possibly lose? Amazing bonus number 4, 6-week free webinar boot camp with Dax Deegan himself. Guys, not only are you getting the week-to-week training from ASM, the week-to-week Q&A sessions from ASM, but now imagine being able to join a much smaller, much more intimate group of people where we will personally answer every question you've got and hold your hands and walk you through the whole training. Amazing bonus number 5, Instant Buyers and Review Club. Guys, this is the key. I can't begin to tell you how important and ridiculously awesome this bonus is. When you launch your product on Amazon, we will personally help propel it to the top. We will get you your first reviews. Everything on Amazon is about reviews. The more reviews you get, the more sales you get when you first launch, and the more reviews you get, the higher up the rankings you go, the more sales you get, and the more automated the whole business becomes. Well, guess what? We're going to do it for you. I'm going to help drive you your first so many reviews. I'll drive them for you. That's our commitment. We are paying somebody, okay, we're paying a very big company to do this on our behalf, but that is money that is going out of my pocket to do this. An amazing bonus number 6, exclusive team-only members area. Imagine the number of weekly videos and content we've already got in there. Remember, we took 700 students through this since April. We have hours of Q&A videos, webinars, training, walkthroughs, step by step. You watch our screen and just do what we tell you to do. Not only do we already have hundreds of hours of training that you can go through, we will continue to build it up, but only for Physical Profit students, only for those students who scroll to the bottom of this page and click that button and join our team. All right? Lifetime access to this. Amazing bonus number 7, our private team Facebook group. Not only do you get help and mentoring from Dax, myself, but you get it from all the other successful students. Imagine a place where you could instantly get feedback 24 hours a day, not only from us, but from your other successful colleagues and students doing this with you. Amazing bonus number 8. I'm going to show you exactly how within my first 30 days of being in ASM or being active in ASM, I was able to, first of all, sell out my first product within a very few days. Secondly, basically propel myself to doing over $10,000. I actually did close to $16,000 in my first 30 days. I call it my $10,000 blueprint because I believe that anybody can do $10,000, and I'll share with you exactly what it is. Amazing bonus number 9. For vast list of amazing resources, outsourcers, and more. Imagine I'm going to hand you all my best people. Who are the people that create my packets, my packaging? Who are the people that create my products, my logos? Who are the people that do the photography of my product? Who are the people that write my pages? The little few paragraphs that go to the listing on Amazon, so that you can literally automate and outsource the whole business. I'll hand you people who I have hand-trained, by the way. I've hand-trained these people. Amazing bonus number 10, how to get your first 3 product reviews fast. Well, you know what? This bonus is kind of, it's an amazing bonus because as you grow your business, you're going to want to know these things, but when you're a part of the Physical Profits team, I'm going to do this for you. I want to do it on your behalf. Isn't that crazy? Amazing bonus number 11, 31 product ideas to spark your Amazon business. Guys, I'm going to hand you 31 top products. As a matter of fact, the truth is actually, I'm going to hand you over 200. That's the truth. We have put 200 products through ASM's product selection tool and Dax Deegan's Excel file. And these have come out to be the successful ones. Now, of those, 31 of them are my favorite. So if you're worried about what product you're going to start with, where you're going to recruit it, where you're going to find a supplier, we've done the work for you. We're going to hand it right over to you. Amazing bonus number 12, the product selection matrix. This is yours for life. This allows you to scale your business to an unlimited degree, as big as you possibly want, because all you have to do is fill it out, and it'll consistently always tell you exactly what product you should launch next. All right, amazing bonus number 13. Full list of advertising sources plus training. Guys, once your product is running and up and live, we are going to show you exactly where to go to be able to propel as much traffic to it for pennies to the dollar, so you can sell even more and more. But you know what? If you follow our model to the T, you don't even need this. You don't have to do any advertising. You don't have to do anything beyond just listing the page on Amazon. Bonus number 14. Imagine being able to get an unlimited traffic, a number of traffic from Google, Yahoo, and Bing. We're going to give you 2 free workshops where we show you exactly how to make your Amazon listing top of all the keywords you want to. And of course, product number 15, amazing bonus number 15, product tracking matrix. We are going to, when you start to scale your business, it gets a little confusing. I'm going to share with you exactly how to track your entire business on one Excel file. We will hand the whole thing to you right now. Guys, you get all of this for free. Now, if you're still having doubts, let me ask you something. What is your doubt about? You've got nothing to lose here. You've got 30 days to try the whole program. If it doesn't work for you, my team will dive in and do it for you. And the third guarantee is $6,000 in guarantee, inventory plus any expense you incur. We are so confident in what we are doing here that we know you're going to do very well with it. That's why we're willing to do all of that. That's why we're willing to do all of that. So right now, guys, all right, right now, what I want you to do is I want you to scroll to the bottom here. I want you to click this Add to Cart button, and I'm going to show you what comes up next. When you click that Add to Cart button, the next thing that shows up is this page. You get to fill in your name, last name, phone number, email address, your credit card number, and you have to simply choose. Do you want to do a 1 payment today and save $491, or do you want to do 4 payments of $997? So today you get access to all the bonuses, your private coach, and everything for as little as just $997. Then you hit Submit Order, and that's it. Within the next few days, someone from my team will personally be in touch with you, and we will begin to work with you hands-on. Now look at this, guys. This entire program is full of case study after case study after case study. Now, I've already added $20,000 in bonuses. What you need to do is click the button below the video you're watching right now. Click that big button. Go to the next page. You'll basically see this page. And what I want you to do is fill it out right now. Fill this page out this minute. And hit Submit Order. Change your life. Make a decision. Take positive action. Now here's what I'm going to do. For those of you willing to take positive action in the next 10 minutes, you've got 10 minutes to do this. For those of you who take positive action in the next 10 minutes, I'm going to throw in a bonus that I've never done before. I'm going to throw in something I've never done before and that I'm very proud to do. I'm going to throw in a free phone consultation call with yours truly, with me, all right, about your entire entrepreneurship career, your business, your Amazon business. The only catch, the only deal is you have to take the steps in the course. You've got to earn your first few badges. You've got to show me that you've been through the training and that you're actually taking action. All you have to do is that. You're going to get free private phone consult with me. Let me tell you something, guys. I charge $35,000 to my mentorship students for them to have the ability to call me on the phone, and even then they get very limited access. Today I am offering you a free phone call, all for just basically going in there, taking some of the training and showing me that you've begun to take action. Once you prove to me that you've taken action, I will get on the phone with you and personally coach and walk you through what you need to do next in your life to achieve financial freedom. I have never offered this before for a situation like this. Never. And I will not be offering it again. This is a 10-minute deal. Now, literally, by the time this webinar finishes, this is off the table. Right now, you can either do 1 payment of $3,497, or you can simply start for $997. Even if you start for $997, the bonus I have put on the table for those of you on right now remains. It is intact. So I don't care if whichever option is best for you. The point I want to show you here is not only am I putting my money behind this by literally offering you a $5,000 guarantee from me, another $1,000 from the ASM guys, but I'm putting my time behind this. This is how much I believe in you and your ability to do this. So right now, before we finish, you've got to make that decision. This is what I'm going to do to incentivize those who are willing to take action. Make a decision and take action, because I know that everything in your life begins and ends there. Unless you take action, nothing is going to happen. So let me put myself on the screen right now so that you can see the conviction in my eyes, how serious I am about this. Look. Click the button below this video. Do it right now. Click that button below this video. Let that next page open. Scroll to the bottom of it. Hit add to cart. Fill out that form. You've got 10 minutes. Probably got 7-8 minutes now. And if it becomes too many, I'm going to have to shut it down even before that, because there's only one of me. It's only so much time I can give away. But this is how much I believe in you and your ability to do this. I'm willing to put everything on the line. Everything on the line. All right? Scroll to the bottom of that page, guys. Let's do this. Let's stop thinking about it. Hit add to cart. Let's join the Physical Profits team. Everything is automated for you, from product selection to product delivery to suppliers to Amazon will even ship the product for you. They'll do everything for you. You get to sit home and collect the checks. All right? Now, we've got a few steps left that I want to go through, but I've got about 6 minutes left where I'm telling you, you make a decision, I'll make it worth your time. Right now, I want you to scroll to the bottom, and I want you to click that button and make a decision. That's how much I believe in this. This is the time to change your life. And before we finish up the training and go through those next few steps, I want to bring Bob on, if you can hear me right now. And Bob, this is the moment for everybody. What would you share with everyone right now? This is the moment where they're going to change their lives. And I've put something online here.
You know, Anik, as anybody that knows me knows that I'm a very serious student of Napoleon Hill and Andrew Carnegie. And Hill wrote an entire chapter on decision in his Think and Grow Rich book. And he pointed out, after surveying 25,000 people, the people that are winning, all the successful people, make their decisions very fast, change them very slow, if and when they change them at all. You just made an offer that you would give a private coaching, one-on-one. I've got 11 minutes to the hour. Is that the same time you've got?
That is exactly the same time I've got, yeah.
All right. Anybody that signs up between now and on the hour, that's 11 minutes, I will match your offer. I will do it.
Wow.
Now, I don't do that. I just don't do it. I don't have the time to do it. But I will take, and I'll set the time aside, and I will sit down with you. Now listen, I'm good at this. I've been doing this for a long, long time. And I built myself a pretty good reputation. And if you ask anybody what's it cost to get me a one-on-one, it's a lot of money. You sign now. You make your decision. And I will put you in the category of successful people, as Anik and myself are. You sign right now. You've got 10 minutes. 1 minute's gone. You've got 10 more minutes. You get on there, hit that button right now, be a part of this, and we're all in this together, and I will get a hold of you. I will have the time. I will have my assistant set aside the time where I can get a hold of you, and we will have a chat. You've got to make the decision, though. You don't make the decision, it doesn't work. I spend the time, my time, with people that are really making it happen. I don't have time to spend time with people that are not making it happen. And as a matter of fact, you shouldn't either. Do you know, Andrew Carnegie was asked by Napoleon Hill what he did with his spare time. And his answer shocked everybody. He said, I don't have any. Why would you want to have spare time? Spare time is a waste of time. Waste of time is a waste of your life. You want to be making things happen all the time. Now, do you know, I don't think anyone that's winning has spare time. They're all making things happen. You make a decision right now. Hit that button, get in there, and Anik and I are going to talk to you one-on-one. That'd cost you a lot of money if you hired us to do it. You may say, well, what difference does it make? You know, I spend a few minutes with you. I guarantee you, I'll pick your brain a little bit. I will give you some suggestions, and if you follow them, it'll change the direction of your life. I have been studying one thing for 54 years, why we do what we do and why we don't do what we want to do. Do you know that everyone that can hear my voice knows how to do better than they're doing? The question they have to ask themselves, why aren't I doing better? I have had a book designed, a cover designed on a book I'm going to write. Your paradigm is your only problem. And that is the only problem you have, is your paradigm. That's the conditioning in your subconscious mind. That's the thing that'll stop you from hitting that button. What you've got to do is override that inner thing that's stopping you from hitting that button. Because you saw what this is. You saw what your opportunity. Dax is a guy that can really help you. Mm-hmm. The guy earned over $1 million in the last year. And he's been hired to help you. This is too good. Don't walk away from this. There's too much on the line. You know that we wouldn't be doing this just for kicks. No. This is the real deal. Get into it. Hit the button. Move on right now. Anik?
Bob, I'm actually speechless. I'm stunned right now. For those of you watching right now, I need you to understand this was not planned. We had no idea. I did not know I was going to do this. I just, the more I talk about this, the more I'm presenting to you, the simplicity of it, it just makes me realize, you know what, I've got to twist your arm. I have this saying that, if you right now in your hands, you had the cure for cancer, and you knew that your neighbor has cancer, and you knew that you could just give this to them, and then they would be cured. They would survive. They would live. They'd have their life back. You would do anything you possibly could to get in their face, even if it meant you pushing them a little bit. You'd be banging on their door, calling their phone. You'd be sliding notes under their door. You'd be doing whatever you could. You'd be shouting at the mountaintop to the world. And that's what I'm doing. As I was presenting today, I thought to myself, you know what? I've got, my job as your trainer, my job as your coach, someone, you're on this webinar, you've obviously given me that status. My job is to push you. My job is decisions that are going to change your life. If I didn't do that, I wouldn't be very good at what I do. And I wouldn't be very useful to you. So that was when I decided, you know what, this is what I'm going to offer. I'm going to put my time, my money, myself into this, into you. Because that's how much I want to incentivize you to take the decision today to change your life. There's too many people that are winning at this right now for you to be sitting behind thinking about this in doubt. We don't have time for doubt anymore. Doubt is yesterday. Today needs to be different. Today is action. Today you need to do something, and that's why I did what I did. And for Bob to come in and do that, you guys need to understand, it took me 10 years to get a hold of Bob. All right? And I almost think this is unfair. I don't like this. 10 years I watched him. 10 years I dreamt of the moment that I could speak to him. He has transformed my life in ways I cannot put. There are no words, and I won't try. I won't even bother with it. All right? You have no idea what just a few minutes on the phone with Bob can do. I had no idea he was going to offer that. I'm shocked. And I'm telling you right now, if you had to spend 3 times the investment capital for ASM just to get a few minutes with Bob on the phone, it would be still far worth it.
6 minutes left. 6 minutes.
6 minutes. That's true. 6 minutes left, guys.
Hit the button.
I'm so pumped right now, guys. Go right now, seriously. Below this video, there is a button, okay? I'm going to click that button. It's going to open up the bonus page. Stop the video. You don't need to watch it right now. You don't have time. There's nothing in there that you don't already know that I've not already shared. Scroll to the bottom. Hit add to cart. I'm telling you right now, if you had an opportunity to spend even $30,000 to be on the phone with Bob for a few minutes, that is a life-transforming few minutes. Right now, you get everything. The ASM course, the physical profits, $20,000 in bonuses, the $1 million coach, a private call with me, and now a private call with Bob Proctor. Of course, you got to take action. You have to show us that you're winning. You can't just, we're not going to, of course, we support those who support themselves. But the step one, guys, is to click that big add to cart button and make a decision. This is the moment. This is the day. Join Bob's anniversary date. Today will be the day you change your life. Today will be the day we join together and you let us coach and help you. How much time left there, Bob? Like 4?
4 minutes.
4 minutes, guys.
Well, actually, about 4.5 minutes.
All right, 4.5. Bob's being nice. He's giving you an extra 30 seconds. Guys.
Being very kind. This is my anniversary date. You can make it yours. It was 54 years ago today. I'll show you the book. I've got it here. I keep it in a case. I read this book every day. I got a big elastic around it to keep it from falling apart. I have been reading this every day since the 21st of October, 1961. It's helped me earn literally millions of dollars. And you know, in all the years I've been at this, I've never seen an opportunity that will beat this. I've seen a lot of great opportunities. I've never seen a better one. I've seen some pretty just as good, but this is quite an incredible offer. If it wasn't, I wouldn't be here. I just wouldn't be a part of it. Mm-hmm. But we've got now about 3.5 minutes. 3.5 minutes, and I've got to go. You've got to hit that button because I've got another meeting already scheduled, and I've got to be there. It'll be 2 o'clock in Los Angeles. Today is the day that you can look back on the same as I look back on the day I got in that book. It's the 21st of October. You will remember that date.
Listen, everybody, this is it. This is the moment. Bob, I know you've got to go. Thank you very much. You know, we've got 2 more minutes here. I'm going to leave this open for 2 more minutes. This is the moment to make your decision. All right? We are helping you along. This is the time. Join us and let us give you a few simple steps that you can use to completely transform who you are financially, who you are, your family's future, your kids' future, your future. Everything can start to transform. But guys, it won't happen unless you make a decision. And I don't buy it for those of you who say you don't have the money. Bob,
I've got to congratulate you, Anik, on the information that you shared with the people just in about an hour, where you run all over the place. And you know, some people will be sitting thinking, I'd never be able to do that. Yeah, you would. In a relatively short period of time, you'd do it every bit as well. You'd know exactly where to go to get the information you want. You may not know it now, and it may be overwhelming. Be honest with yourself. Mm-hmm. Driving a car is not a simple thing to do, and yet you do it unconsciously. Your mind is off, you're listening to the radio, you're talking to somebody, and all the while you're driving through heavy city traffic. And that is because you program. You're going to program yourself for success with this amazing selling machine. And it is an amazing selling machine. You can be selling product all over the world. You can source it. There's thousands of people doing it. This is the biggest store, Amazon, the biggest store in the history of civilization. And you can capitalize on it. This is the gold rush, believe me. Well, we've got 1 minute left. Hit the button, and you're going to win in a big way.
All right, everybody, exactly 1 minute left. Now, again, the offer on the table is not only do you get the ASM course, you get a $1 million coach, part of the Physical Profits team, paid for and brought to you by us. $20,000 in additional bonuses to help automate and completely simplify this business for you, so your chances of succeeding radically shoot through the roof as long as you just follow a step-by-step system. And now you're going to get, you know, as long as you earn the first few badges inside the ASM system, you're going to get an opportunity to get on a private call with myself, and most importantly, a private call with Mr. Bob Proctor himself, who I've seen transform lives like this in minutes. You have no idea what this is worth. I think, what, 45 seconds left. I'm going to hold this to you guys. This is the moment. Make a decision. Do it right now. Click the button.
Listen to me. Come in. Hit the button. Hit the button right now. Don't miss this. Don't miss this. Don't look back next week, next month, next year. Say, God, I wished I had done that. Do it. Do it right now. Anik, thanks for inviting me on this call.
No, Bob, thank you for being here. I really appreciate it. You're tremendous, and thank you for the offer you've made. It's incredible. I don't know what to say. Thank you so much.
People are worth it.
All right, everybody. So, Bob, thank you very much. I know you've got a meeting to get to. And for those of you who are still here, I have 15 seconds. Seriously, do this right now, because once I start carrying forward, once I start answering some questions, and the offer's done. I mean, it has to be, guys. There's only Bob and me. There's only one of us, and there's so many people. What's that?
Thank you. I've got to run.
All right. Thanks, Bob. Thank you very much. Okay, guys. Literally, I'm giving you a final 10-second countdown here, all right? I'm giving you 10 more seconds to do this. Let's see. I'm getting messages from my team, by the way, that things have absolutely gone haywire nuts. I'm glad. I'm so happy that so many of you are taking this. Ooh, okay, so excited. My mic is dropping. I'm so excited that you're taking, you're taking the opportunity to make a decision. That is powerful. That is powerful. All right, now, There's still time. I know the countdown has run out. Those of you, listen, if you're sitting here thinking about it, let me ask you, what do you possibly have to risk? What do you possibly have to lose here? You get a 30-day money-back guarantee. $20,000 of bonuses are yours. If you simply follow the steps and show us that you did and it doesn't work for you, we will do it for you. And if that doesn't work, we will cover any cost or risk or expenses you may have possibly had. What is there to risk here? Listen, you need to do whatever you need to do. You need to do whatever it takes, all right? You need to come up with that $997 to start. Remember, I'm not the kind of person that holds anything back. ASM, nobody holds anything back. Even if you just start with $997 today, you get access to everything. It doesn't matter what you need to do. Look around your life. When you wanted something, you made it happen. Let's not let ourselves wrap ourselves in excuses. Guys, what you are getting is a drop. It's a dime in the bucket for the value of what you get. Anything, let's face it, anything real and worth having in our lives, anything that could really transform your life. If you're thinking you're going to get it for $30 or $40, well, you're not going to. There are a lot of programs out there that sell for $37, $47, and guess what? They don't work. They're about as close to shams as possible. So my question to you, what I'm really looking to hear from you is, do you really want to just do another one of those and be left to, be let down? Or right now, join a real opportunity where Bob and I are so committed to it. Not only are we putting our money behind it, we're putting our time behind it. We want to work with you. So right now, I'm going to just go over here and look real quick to see what we have. That's it. We're pretty much, I think we're getting ready to close this up. My team is messaging me right now saying that we are oversubscribing ourselves. Guys, this is your opportunity. Scroll and click the button. Now, here's the deal. We've hit our timer. We've hit our time. I want to finish a couple of things. So let me go over to my screen here. And I just want to walk through the rest of these. Now, what you're going to see here, if I can, firstly, one sec, guys. Let me make sure I know what you're seeing. All right, perfect. I see what you're seeing. All right, great. Guys, the next step would be to create your listing. I'm going to make a separate video for you on my commitment because we're running out of time right now. I will make a separate video. This is a very easy process. There's only 3 main areas you are concerned about when you make your listing. There's really only 3 areas, all right? Ready? 1 is your headline. That's the #1 most important. 2 is your description. And 3 are your pictures or images, I should say. And when I say description, I mean description plus bullet points. But these are the only 3 things that go into your actual, listing. They're very, very easy to do. All right, and we give you a full template to follow, by the way. We give you a full template. I don't think you guys were able to see what I was typing there. So let me change my screen over again. Here, you're going to see my pretty face for a second. And let's see here, start screen share. All right, now I know you'll be able to see what I'm trying to show. All right, so I want you to go ahead and make a note of these. The headline, description, bullet points. These are the only things that are really that important for you to focus on when we do the product listing. We will go through this. We've got another webinar still left, so I will make sure I cover that in detail. Your initial reviews and your optimizing. These are the final 2 steps that I do not want you to be even thinking about right now. These are the final 2 steps, and I don't want you thinking about them right now because we do those for you when you're ready and you go live. We're going to get your first few product reviews for you, all right? And we're going to continue to optimize your listing. We're going to show you all the nicks and knacks and tricks and tracks of doing it inside our private Facebook group. Now, remember, guys, there's a button below this video. When you click it, you're going to open up to our bonus page. Remember, what we're asking you to do here is join Amazing Selling Machine, a fully automated way of making money with Amazon, sitting right at your house, never having to ship a product, never having to touch a product if you don't want to. Simply sitting back, listing the products, letting Amazon do all the work, the fulfillment, the sales, the payment processing, the checks, the affiliates, everything they do for you. You simply sit back and collect your checks. If you're interested in that system, we want to tell you to join Amazing Selling Machine right now, but do it through our team. Join the Physical Profits team so that you can, in addition to everything they offer, get your $1 million coach, $20,000 in bonuses, and what Bob and I just offered, which is insane, a private call with me once you've taken a certain number of steps and certain badges have been earned, and also the same private call with Bob Proctor when a certain number of steps have been taken and a certain number of badges have been earned, just because we want to make sure you take action. As Bob said, we talk to those who are winning. We talk to those who are taking action right now. Guys, before I close off, I want to let you know what's coming. We have another training session on Friday. We may very well be shutting down the Physical Profits team before that. I'm going to look here, and my team is blowing up they're messaging me like crazy. We may very well be shutting off the entire Physical Profits team within the next 24 hours. That's very likely. We have way too many people subscribing to it right now. It has been a radically huge success. But we will be doing more training on Friday. I will still do another training. I just don't want you to wait for that, because a lot of these bonuses are going to expire before that. And again, I ask you, what do you have to possibly lose? What could you possibly lose? There's nothing that you could lose. All right? Because we're covering every basis here. Every basis. I've got my wife doing it. I've got my best friend doing it. Bob's got his grandchildren doing it. His niece doing it. His own son doing it. All my closest friends are doing it. I have people in my family other than my wife doing it. Guys, this is what we're doing. This is what we're teaching our very own loved ones. This is you. I love you, and I want you to be a part of this, and why I'm pushing you. If you had the cure for cancer, you would be screaming at the top of mountains. I've got the cure for financial cancer, and that's why I'm pushing you right now to make this decision, to take positive action right now. Click the big button below. A bonus page loads up. Scroll to the bottom, click add to cart. You've got two options, $34.97, which saves you $491, or you can start for as low as $9.97. If that helps make things easier for you, it doesn't matter to us. We're going to give you all the same training, coaching, mentorship, either way. All right, it's your decision. Now, what's coming up is I'm going to be releasing some videos in the next 24 hours that are going to go over some of your most common questions. I'm working on it right now. Secondly, we got another training on Friday, but like I said, we're probably going to be shut down here within the next 12 to 24 hours with the Physical Profits team, so there is no time to wait. Join now. And so click that big button, and then we've of course got the email right below. Scroll below, you see that email address at the bottom. Do you have a question? Do you want us to give you our honest opinion of whether you should join this program or not? Do you want us to look at your current situation and tell you honestly? Do you have a question about how an Amazon business runs that would allow us to help you make that decision about whether you should be an ASM or not, or be a part of the Physical Profits team or not? We're happy to do it. Absolutely stoked to do it. Send us an email to the email address at the very bottom, and we will happily help you get where you need to go. All right, I just want you guys to know that this opportunity is very limited. It is closing down, and we don't know if it'll ever be open again. This is your opportunity. This is the time to make your decision right now. Do it now, right now. All right, you click that big button below. Go to the next page, hit add to cart, join, claim all the bonuses we've offered you. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been a great honor to be here today with you. I hope we've gotten through. I hope we've said something and done something to really transform and change your life. We got a replay of this that'll be coming out by tomorrow morning. Watch for it. Take action, change your life, do something right now. No excuses, absolutely zero excuses accepted. All right, scroll to the very bottom, click that big add to cart button. Guys, I will see you on the next one, and I'll see you inside the Physical Profits team, where we're going to start changing your life, working together like a team. All right? Everybody have an absolutely wonderful day. Have a wonderful evening, wonderful morning, wherever you're calling in from. I will see you on the next one.